Hey everyone, welcome back to GGN. This is part 2 for today for Wednesday, November 6th, 2013. I'm Darko. My website is ggnonline.net. My channels on YouTube are ddarko2012 and ddarko2013. Alright, oh yeah, I do have a Twitter account. You probably, I'm not sure if you have it or not, but if you want to get updates that way. Also on the website you can get updates. I still have, I'll continue here, but I still have a Facebook Global Government News group. Someone told me that, my family told me that, yeah, it's still up there and going. Did you know that? Like, people wrote a comment about, you better check your facts, buddy. And my sister's like, I don't even think he has a Facebook account anymore, which I don't. So I wasn't even able to defend myself, but maybe I should sign up just so I can, post stuff to that group. It was actually nice to get pick up some viewers there, you know. But they get crazy now. I've heard about people having to show their government ID to get on Facebook. It's like Google, with YouTube. It's not starting to piss me off. It's always pissed me off, especially with my website. But they just take it a step further and a step further. It's with the phone. Give me your phone number in case you need it. Somehow I was on Google Plus. I know people say that's good and everything, but I like to keep it simple, and I don't want Google Plus, and so now I'm on it with my DDarker 2012 account, and I would like to get off of it. Somehow I got on there. I didn't even consciously do it. That's how slick they are, man. Anyways, I'll get into some eugenics here. This may piss some people off, but that's the name of the game, right? You can't not offend everyone, right? You're going to offend people by giving your personal opinions. That's what it's all about. At least this is how I see it, so... But I don't see things black and white when it comes to whatever, gay rights, abortions, all that stuff. I don't think people are going to hell. I know people that are more religious will disagree with me, but I see it as a way of control. Social engineering, and these things are used as, for issues, to get people to fight against each other. But people should be free to live the lives that they want to live in the communities. We are not able to do that. So I always try to advocate where people can associate freely, form their own societies, and so if people don't want to have certain social issues, that's fine. I'm not saying that other people, I'm not like saying that I'm so intolerant that I'm going to go and kill everybody that disagrees with me. They're obviously going to exist on the same planet that I am, but it's like I don't want to be a part of that. When it comes to gay marriage and abortion and other stuff, whatever, education, all that, to me, I don't like even arguing those issues as far as laws, and, that's why I've mentioned before, I'm not for laws against abortion because I'm not for laws to legislate abortion, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really believe that this system that we have works. I'm not really sure if it ever worked. And I don't like the idea of 320 million people with all different types of views living under one centralized, highly centralized political, social system, economic system, because people are not going to be represented locally. Okay, now I'm glad I got that out of the way, because a lot of times I say things and I'm sure I offend people, and I just hope you know that I don't see things that black and white when it comes to stuff like that. Colorado school spooks families with police surveillance for asserting privacy rights. This is from October 22nd. I've covered this before, but just to follow up, and I did cover this too, and a twist of irony, school officials who have been under fire for disregarding student privacy rights are now warning complaining families about this, bathroom issue of transgenderism, that law enforcement will be monitoring social media discussions about their concerns. Had to do with something that was a transgender student that was starting to get kind of like, kind of pushy, right? Acting like they were victimized, and a report released says the superintendent again waved off parents and students' concerns about district's decision to allow a teenage boy at the high school who identifies as a girl to freely enter his girls' bathroom and locker rooms. The district was responding to a letter from Pacific Justice Institute raising serious concerns about privacy rights of the clients who are teenage girls at the school. The inclusion was not surprising, since she had already sought sympathy from and given exclusive interview to a transgender activist. What was surprising, though, was the report's failure to address threats by the athletic department against the girls' continued participation in school sports. after they asserted their rights. But they say even more troubling was the superintendent's warning that complaining families were now subject to having their social media monitored by police. It says, we have now received a large and growing stack of hate mail from supposedly tolerant LGBT supporters, most of which are based on unquestioning faith in school officials who have proved to be untrustworthy. So, tolerance, right? It says that it's increasingly apparent that the school officials and these LGBT activists are on an all-out mission to discredit our clients rather than deal with the serious problems that have identified with a biologically teenage boy sharing bathrooms with teenage daughters. So, either way, this whole thing has been, the PGI and all that has been dismissed by the mainstream media and the school saying we haven't had any reports. So, but I think this kind of follows what I was just talking about, right? Tolerance is, I could tolerate it, but I don't have to like it, or I don't have to agree with it. But you really shouldn't have to tolerate it. You just do because you're living in a society, like I said, that's highly centralized, highly controlled, and social agendas are pushed. This LGBT groups, a lot of times, they have a lot of money. These conservative groups, or not even conservative groups, but any groups that, a lot of these groups that are against this, push for this type of stuff, for social engineering, the ones that are against them don't have a lot of money. They're usually grassroots, whereas these ones from the top, or these LGBT groups are usually coming from the top to get a lot of money flowing to them, so they can hire protesters to show up on the spot. They can get media to cover them because everyone's sympathetic to their cause. A good example is this Barilla Pasta. You had the president or the CEO or the spokesman saying that they weren't going to use it on their advertising. It says Italy's Pasta King offers a gay-friendly advertising and a gay advisory board to appease gays. The apology to homosexual activists in September by one of Italy's leading pasta makers has now been followed by a promise of gay-friendly television ads. Guido Barilla, the head of Italy's most profitable packaged pasta business, has said that the company will be installing these two things to promote diversity. Diversity, inclusion, and equality have long been grounded in their culture, values, code of conduct. So, we're committed to promoting diversity further because we firmly believe that it's the right thing to do. So people, they probably got a hit in their profits, and that's probably why they did it. So the company's founder caused a small flurry of interest from the media after homosexuals complained at comments he made on the radio talk show. We will never have a TV spot with a gay family. Ours is a traditional family, he said. If gays like our pasta and what we have said, they will eat it. If they don't like what we say, eat another. So, and that's what I said, they have a lot of pull. This is a minority, it shouldn't make that much of a dent, but they did. Now, imagine if these people would actually rally and use that pull to create, I was going to say force, but to create real actual change in the financial system, the social system, and independent freedom, and allow other people to exist in a diverse environment. Well, it only goes so far, right? They don't really care about diversity and everyone being equal. But they don't. The LGBT movement is coming from the top. That's my point. So the comments come at a sensitive moment in Italian politics where the House is considering a bill outlawing homophobia. It was later passed after some amendments and sent to the Senate. The supporters in Parliament have admitted openly that it's intended as a prelude to creating gay marriage in the country that still has a strong cultural rejection of homosexual practices. Another place with the same type of culture, Ireland, and many cultures, indigenous cultures. Like I said, this is all throughout history, man. Irish referendum on same-sex marriage set for 2015. I want to make that point. So these people say, aren't there more serious issues to contend to? And I'm like, well, yeah, but no. It's the way I see it, there's many things that could be fixed and worked on and changed. And yet the only thing that seems to be changing is these issues. So when I'm basically covering it. I haven't really covered it too much lately. Is because I want to show how much progress these people actually make. Well, whatever it's the what do you call it? Occupy Wall Street. Sorry, I know it's old, but whatever, environmental movements. How much stuff actually has progress? You know, nothing. So basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to discredit this whole, quote, movement, because I don't think it's a movement. I think it's just a bunch of people following a very corporatized, top-down social engineering operation or project agenda. In fact, there's many people that are in that community, I've heard them comment, that said that they're not even for all this stuff. So that's why I want to make it known. I'm not going after these people for their whatever choices. I'm going after whoever it is that's pushing this, because it's diverting attention from real issues. This should be called a disclaimer video, shouldn't it be? Irish referendum on same-sex marriage is set for 2015. They announced earlier today. So, remember in Ireland, they also did what? Irish Times claim of Ireland's first abortion a lie. So I remember reading that article saying, oh, it was great, the first abortion in Ireland under the Protection of Life During Pregnancy Act. They said that the procedure would have been allowable under the previous law. So, tells you the games they play. Italian teachers must receive gender equality training, says the government earlier the month. The Italian minister basically decreed a law from the government including instructions that all teachers must receive training in gender equality to pass on to the students, respect for diversity and equal opportunities, and overcoming gender stereotypes. Pro-family activists are slamming the law, saying that it could effectively forbid teachers from talking in class about the natural family. It's kind of like the homophobia law, right? Where there's opposition. So as far as diversity, you can say, well, if you're going to be tolerant and you want to have a diverse environment, then I should be able to have my views and stuff. But it's always one way. Sweden's new rating system is the movie sexist. Cinemas experiment with this new test. Someone wrote, if only we could start rating films based on their writing, acting, direction, and overall quality instead of all this politically fueled stuff. So it says the bigger point is to raise awareness and to ultimately see more female stories and perspectives on cinema screens. So Sweden was also the place I think they were trying to get rid of the word he and she. You hear this a lot. It says, here's why Norway is the best place for working women. It's the best way that you can carry out your feminist struggle. How you can get to the top of the business food chain, because that's what you want to do, right? You want to wear the pants and climb the corporate ladder like your male slave counterpart. In the end, it's another movement that's not really a movement. It's so you can be exploited. So instead of taking care of family, whether it's a man or a woman, you're worshiping money, and that becomes the center of your life. The world's best country for women, says according to a new report, Sweden tops out as #1 place for women to live. All right. Well, let's see. Are Swedish men feminine? They're boosting up the females. Let's see. The old Vikings, the tough guys. I've been traveling quite a lot around the world and currently live in Stockholm. To me, men in Stockholm seem more feminine than anyone else where I've ever been. Is it just Stockholm, or all the men in Sweden as unmasculine? So it's not just their physical appearance, it says in addition they seem to dress feminine as well. Very tight jeans and tight clothes in general. And you see that in the United States as well. Or someone says, why do you care? You want to pick one up or two? Well, no, because it's a trend. It's in Norway too. Norwegian women find their men to be too feminine and soft. Every 5th Norwegian woman thinks Norwegian men are too feminine or too soft. Now they want the men to be harder. So they need someone to stick up for them when they're getting raped by all their immigrants, right? Muslim rape epidemic in Sweden and Norway. Authorities are looking the other way. They're not doing a damn thing about it. Muslim immigrants get community service for gang raping a 12-year-old in Norway. Just recently, a legal alien kills 3 Norwegians one day before his scheduled deportation, an asylum seeker. This Norwegian man was held hostage and beaten by Muslim immigrants in Oslo. Gruesome double hate crime murder shocks Sweden. So it's not just women. These guys are attacking ethnic Swedes and Norwegians. Feminism is started by women, yet when feminism alters the men, the women are still not happy. It says, wow, Sweden might beat Norway and the UK for the largest number of rapes by Muslims. And you can't say anything about immigration or that issue because you'd be called a racist. And dealing with the raping of their women would take masculinity. But their main objective is What? Male Swedish train conductors wearing skirts to protest not being able to wear shorts. There you go.